back to my channel. Today I wanted to make a video about how we put together our portfolio as a PA homeschooling family. And I guess I just wanted to start off by saying we do have to fill out an affidavit. And I'm not going to show you ours just because it has private information on it. But basically it just is a really easy find on Google, and it just, you import your school district that you live in, your name, your student's name and age, the address where the home education will be taking place, as well as the phone number, and then you take it to your nearest, we go to UPS store to get it notarized, and then we just take it to the school district office, and always make sure you get a receipt. I heard people mail it in. I personally, in the 5 years that we've been homeschooling, I always take the affidavit that is notarized, as well as our objective list to the admin office, and I speak with the person and I have her fill out everything, and then I always get a receipt. That way those things are the first thing that actually go into our portfolio each year. And I keep our objective list pretty simple, but I wanted to share another resource that I use called The Home Learning Year by Year by Rebecca Rupp. And I can link this below too. And this literally has year by year different, let me see, I should turn it around and go flip this, but it goes by grade level and by subject, so language arts, mathematics, and it tells you the things that they should be learning that are grade and age appropriate. And sometimes I'll just use this and input them there, and that is how I do my objective list, and it's pretty simple. So we take that there, and then the other thing that is necessary for homeschooling in PA is an evaluation. So I found through a YouTube channel, it's called iHomeED, and it's with Darlene, and essentially that's how I learned to get started in homeschooling, was through her videos. She has great content. It's very user friendly, step-by-steps for each individual part of homeschooling. She helped me greatly with preparing my son for the standardized testing in 3rd grade. But I actually reached out to her first to see if she could be our evaluator, and then when the school district wouldn't allow us to use her, just based on her proximity, I believe it was, then she gave me a list. So if I were just starting homeschooling this year, those would be the steps that I would take in PA, would be to follow her on YouTube and just get to know like the different laws and the different steps to get ready. But they make it seem a lot scarier than it is. The portfolio, as you'll see here in a minute, is just showing and proving progress from day 1 of school, mid-school year, and then the end of the year. And your kids, just by organically going through the school year, they will have progress. And that's how I do the setup for it. And then the other thing I was going to mention is the HSDLA. I forget how it goes, but there's a website that you can become a member of that will help you and back you up legally as a homeschool family. We personally haven't used it yet, but I'll make sure to link it below, because I would say most homeschoolers probably tell you that's the first step that you would want to take. We haven't needed it. Our school district, though, has been beautifully kind to us. this whole time. They don't give us any problems. I went to the school, so I know the administrator, and she is always just so impressed. And I think too, because she homeschooled our kids, so yeah, they're really kind to us. So that's all the documents that go in the front of our portfolio. And then we have an attendance sheet to just mark all the days. You have to get 180 days. We always surpass that. So that goes in there. And then I printed these out so that I could show you some of these blank ones, because I'm going to need them for the next school year. But I create these documents either on Canva or myposterwall.com. And this is just an independent reading list that goes in the front as well. And then a read aloud book list that goes in the front. And then a field trip log. So every time we go on a trip, I put in the date, location, and the notes. And we can just keep track. So yeah, that all goes. And then we did a test prep packet for the standardized test this year from Teachers Pay Teachers. So I'm going to put that in his portfolio this year. But I use the Staples clear protective sheets to put work that I don't want to rip. And then anything that he makes or creates that I don't want to miss out on or forget about, I put in here. So one year that was like memorization cards, sight words, 1 year, things to that nature. And then, honestly, I just take each file holding sheet that I had in our file cabinet with the marked subject. So this was art, and I go by subject. So there will be a math section in here. There will be language arts. There will be unit studies. There will be art. And then for science, I usually put the projects in the front if they're able to fit, and if not, I'll just take pictures. And then we also have a corresponding yearly, like a yearbook full of pictures that will show like projects and field trips as well. But yeah, the rest of this video is pretty much just going to be me putting it together and organizing it. Feel free to leave any questions. I was going to bring up the year's previous binders to show you them, because I just wanted to share, let's see if that will stay there, how, every year I put in his interest, and it just says the third grade year, and then it says the years that we were doing school. So this one says 2023, 2024, and then to make it easy to find, because I stacked them in the tote like this, it just has his information on the top, so his name, the year, and the grade. That way, if anyone were to ever come and check on the work that we're doing, I will have a binder for each school year. I've actually seen some parents that have multiple children use a binder of this size per school year, and then section it and divide it per child, which I think is awesome, and I probably would do the same if I had multiple kids, because it could definitely fit multiple children. Plus, you could always get the next size up. But it's just an easy way to contain the work that you're so proud of them for completing, as well as backing yourself up as a PA homeschooling family to be able to show in the work that you do. I've also seen families who unschool show through almost like a scrapbook style, where they put in pictures of the activity that they were doing as a family, and then write the different educational value of said project or said activity or said adventure, and keep track that way, because you are allowed to unschool in PA as well, but they do still want you to keep track of it. So yeah, I will do stuff like that for even like history when we visit. let's say like Valley Forge Park, I'll take pictures of that and I'll put the pamphlet in there from what the tourist guide gave us, stuff like that. It's like, it's not as complex and scary as I feel like they make it out to be, but it does take, work to keep it organized, and that is the system that we have. So I hope that helps. I also wanted to share that after I complete the process of adding the completed work in the binder that shows beginning of the year, mid-year, and end-year progress, I also will sometimes add in, of course, art, but then if there are unit studies that we completed together, like this Thanksgiving one from Gather Round, or the marine biology one from Good and Beautiful, and we also did a Global Roots Academy this year. But then it's like all this extra art and these books that I don't want to necessarily throw out, I will just put them in the back of the binder like this.